Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to another tutorial today. So today we're going to be making this pencil skirt with flounce attached to the side, and as you can see it looks very nice, beautiful, and this is what it looks like. I'm showing you the side of the flounce. It also has a waistband which went all the way to the back, and it has a skirt hook. So if that is what you want to see in this video, then you want to watch this video to the end. If you're new here, please do well to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're an old subscriber, thanks for always coming back. Let's head straight to the pattern before the sewing. So you'll be needing your basic skirt front and also your basic skirt back. And for the back, you have your waistline, your dart, all the way to your hemline. Same thing also with the front. You have your waistline, your dart, all the way to the hemline. Okay, so having done that now, I want to remove my waistband. So I'm going ahead to mark how many inches I want for my waistband. So I'm using 1.5 inches. I will also advise you to use 1.5 inches so that it's not too much, okay? If it's too much, it looks awkward. I think 1.5 inches is more of a professional look. So this is it. I'm marking it like so all the way to the edge of it. I'm making sure everything is 1.5 inches to ease my sewing, okay? So I'm trying to make sure everything is in line, 1.5 inches all the way. So having done that, I'm labeling my waistband front, okay? So having done that, I'm going to use my scissors to detach this from the main skirt bodies, okay? And after you have done this, I went ahead to label center front because it's now a small piece. And if you don't label, you might find it difficult to know which is which. So I'm going ahead to remove the dart. You're removing the dart because you will not be needing the dart. Of course, you want it to be fitted. So you have to remove the dart to achieve a fitted waistband, okay? So I'm going to have to remove the dart, and I'll be using my tape to hold this down so that when I'm cutting it on my fabric, it forms a whole piece. I hope you understand that. So I'm smoothing this very part out that looks like it's kind of curvy or it has a pointed edge. I just have to smoothen it out. So having done that, I'll set it aside and do the same thing to my back pattern. So just in case if you weren't following for the front, you want to go ahead and follow properly now because it's the same procedure for the back. We're marking 1.5 inches from our waistline or half length, whichever you call it, all the way 1.5 inches like so. And I'm going ahead to make sure I give that a nice joining, 1.5 inches. And I'll be using my ruler to detach this from the main skirt bodies, okay? You want to label your center back so that you do not make mistake. And I went ahead to label back waistband, okay? I went ahead to label back waistband. And now I am removing my dart. Because it is going to be fitted, we want our waistband to hold firmly to our waist. We are removing the dart, okay? And now we are taping this down with our tape to form a whole piece. That is a single piece, okay? So I'm using my scissors to smoothen out every pointed edge. And this is my waistband for the back. So that is it, okay? Very explanatory and very easy. So having done that, we'll go ahead now to work on the skirt. That flounce is actually by the side. So I had to join my two skirts together on both sides, okay? The side, that is where the side seam is, not the center front or the center back. I have to join them together like so. So I'm going ahead to determine where I want the flounce to start. So I marked 3 inches. From the front, I marked 3 inches. All the way to my hemline also, I'm going to be marking also for my hemline. And at my hip line also, I'm going to be marking for whichever the amount of like the space you want your hemline, your flounce to be. If you want your flounce to be 3 inches, you want your flounce to be 2 inches. But I think 3 inches is okay so that it will be visible that there's a flounce there. So I'm joining my back and skirt front together at the hip line. And you can see that 3 inches line corresponds, okay? So I'm going to be drawing that shape now. I'm going to be drawing that shape, okay? So you watch carefully so you see what I'm doing. So I'm going ahead now to use my tape to measure. From my hip line for the front, I'm using 3 inches. Same thing for the back, I'm using 3 inches, okay? And also my hemline, I went ahead to mark 3 inches for the front, 3 inches for the back. I was feeling like the 3 inches is too much, but no, it isn't. It's actually optional. Some persons made the front to be pointed. It's actually optional. Just make sure your flounce is nice. That's just it. And we're going to be seeing how I do that in this video. So I went ahead to join all those 3 inches marks together like so. All the way down. Joining those 3 inches marks together like so, all the way down. So having done that, I'm going ahead to trace out this whole place that we cut out, okay? I'm going ahead to trace out this whole place that we cut out. And as you can see, the flounce is longer than the main skirt. So I'm going ahead to attach a 5 inches of paper to complete that very part of the skirt that is outward, okay? I'm going to attach it to complete that very part of the skirt that is outward, okay? That very part of the flounce that is outward, I'm going to be attaching it there to complete it. So you also want to make sure that attachment is 3 inches, like same flounce that you have in your main bodies, okay? It has to be same measurement, 3 inches. Is it width? Yes, same width, because the length is 5 inches. So the width is 3 inches, and that is what I'm trying to make sure. If you have your ruler, you can just do this straight. I can't really place my hands on where my ruler is now, so that's why I'm doing this. So 3 inches and 5 inches, okay? So I'm going ahead to cut the excess paper out. So we'll be left with 3 inches of width and 5 inches of length. Same thing also I'll be doing to the back pattern, okay? Same thing also I'll go ahead to do to the back pattern. So having done that, this is what we are having right now, like so, as you can see. And after this now, I'll go ahead to trace out all these parts that I'm shading. And by the time I'm done tracing, this is the part we'll be slash and spreading to create our flounce. Okay, guys? This is the part we'll be slashing and spreading to create our flounce. So this skirt actually have 4 pieces, which is going to be 8 because we're cutting them in 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 pieces. By the time we cut, unfold, and I'll cut this, unfold this on the other side on 2 pieces, and the center back 2 pieces. We'll be having 8 pieces. Okay, we'll be having 7 pieces all together, okay? The center front unfold, the number 2 in 2 piece, number 3 2 piece, 4 number 4 in 4 piece, and I'll be having 7 pieces all together. So after tracing it out for the back and front, this is what I have. Okay, I went ahead to trace it out. This is what I am having. This is what I came up with. So I'll go ahead now to slash and spread it to create the flounce that we'll be using for this side, okay? I'll go ahead to slash and spread it to create the flounce we'll be using for this side. So my tracing, this is what it looks like after I was done tracing, okay? So for that very pointed edge of the flounce, that is the part that is hanging over after the hemline of the skirt, you know, it's kind of tilted, it's kind of sharp. So that is just what I'm doing now. Well, this is optional also. If you like, you can leave yours as a straight. Just said to tilt it so it looks exactly like the one on the screen, okay? So that is what I'm doing right now. So we'll go ahead to slash and spread this to create our flounce for the front and back. So before that, we want to get our pieces ready for the main skirt bodies. So I'm going to remove those 5 inches attachment that I did before tracing out my flounce pattern because we wouldn't be needing it. Then the skirt has returned, the pattern has returned to its original skirt pattern. So I'm detaching them now so that the pieces are separate, okay, For the back piece, we are having 2 patterns, 3 and 4. And for the front also, we are having 2 patterns, 1 and 2. Like I said, number 1, we are cutting on fold. Number 2, we are having 2 pieces. Number 3, we are having 2 pieces. Number 4, we are having 2 pieces, which is our center back. Okay, number 2 is our side front. Number 3 is our side back. So we're having 7 pieces all together. And this is what they look like, okay? This is what the skirt patterns look like, okay? Having a closer look, this is what they look like. So having done that now, I'll go ahead to slash and spread this flounce, this very part to create a flounce. So this was what I achieved. I'm going to leave a link to a tutorial where I already did a tutorial on how to achieve a flounce using slash and spread pattern method, okay? I'm going to be leaving the link in the comment section of this video, so you want to check that out. So these are the pieces. I've gone ahead to cut them on my fabric. This is what I have, okay? So this is what it looks like after I must have cut it, and that's my waistband, okay? So we'll head straight to the sewing. I went ahead to attach my lining to the center front, which is number 1, and this is number 2, one piece of number 2, and this is my flounce. So I'll go ahead to sew in my flounce like so on number 1, and also use number 2 to sew it up, to cover it up, okay, just so it forms the whole piece. So I haven't done that. I'm going to have to sew the whole of the front with the flounce. I'm going to have to sew the whole of the front with the flounce. Same thing we'll also do to the back, okay? So I haven't done that. This is my back. I've sewn the back, and I also attached my zipper, and it's remaining my... I'm going ahead to shapen it also, and it's after shaping that I'll go ahead to attach my waistband. And this is what we came up with. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section, okay? And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.